Diamond
Souls.
Love.
How's it going, everybody? It's really good to be back. We want to start the show by really appreciating our subscribers.
Much love.
Much love. We went from, 72 to 120, you guys. So just keep smashing that like button, keep sharing our content, and keep subscribing. It's really helping our channel grow.
Yes, it is. And to that one special person that messaged me, I think she'll know who she is. Thank you for your feedback, because that kind of helps us know that our message is hitting home, that we're on the right path. So thank you.
Thank you from me, too. This is the first I've heard about it. So we're going to crack right into rule number 5. What's rule number 5, Travis?
Faith and love.
All right, kind of explain to everybody what that is.
It's kind of two parts. You have faith, you have love. Our faith, having no control, knowing that it's a power greater than yourself, whether it's God, the universe, or whatever. And what is will be, or what be is what is. It is what it is. Having faith in that what you have been through in your past, all the pain, misery, and anguish, that love conquers all, heals all. And in my case, all the pain, misery, and misfortune that in the things that I caused on myself, love has got me right here in this seat.
And I really think that it's good to know, it's always good to have something to look forward to. And for me, it's no matter how many hard times are in your life, no matter how many times you've been alone, people aren't helping you out, people aren't doing anything for you, no matter how many times that's happened to you in your life, you can always count that there will be a positive time that comes up in your life. So you can just have something to look forward to, those positive things, they're always right around the corner. So if you just trek a little bit harder through that darkness, you'll get to the light eventually.
Yes, faith and positive actions. When we, from the depths of hell that I come from, in doing at my worst, acting terribly, and then once I made that change and start loving myself, and got a higher power and started doing positive things, and I'm started growing. And if you see a person like that in your life, or have a person like that, and that's what we're talking about, is having love, to see that person is growing, and faith in love, knowing that love is helping that person grow.
And I think that is the most important thing to take from this rule, is that love is not a series of words. Love is not expressed through, I will be there for you, I will do this, I will do that. Those are just empty promises. The thing that really matters in this life, is the people who take action upon those empty promises. When you see people acting, when you see people actively trying to help you and not expecting anything in return, that's what true love is. So we really want to solidify that definition as love is an action word. And to have faith in love means to have faith in the positive actions that will lead you from the darkness into the light.
And it goes into a book that I read. Y'all probably already know it and heard these verses is about love. And it says love is patient. Love is kind. Love does not envy. It does not boast. Love keeps no record of wrongs. It's not jealous. And you can keep going on and on and on about love. It's so spiritual, love is, when you can actually love unconditionally. When I think about that, it is awesome. It is awesome. And here's the biggest one, is learning how to love the people who mistreat you. And that is so powerful, is learning how to do that. And we're in the process of this all, and we want to put that message out there, these things are practice. They're practice. And in that same book, it also talks about the greatest commandments. It said, love the Lord with all your heart, mind, and soul. That's the first commandment. And then it says, love your neighbor as yourself. And it said, it is summed up, the whole Old Testament is summed up in those two verses. So that the entire Testament is summed up in those 2 verses.
And part of the reason me and Travis came to the conclusion, came to this rule, is in that 1 Corinthians 13 verse, it sounds almost like he's describing a personality type, like he's describing the way to be love. So if you can be love, then you automatically know that love is an action word. And if love is an action word, then you can aspire to be that. You can aspire to live as close as you can possibly to that. And I think it's just it's a great thing. And another thing is, of course we want to love anybody, even the people who mistreat us. The separation, I think, is, just because you love somebody doesn't mean that you should keep them around. Sometimes the best thing to do when you love somebody is let them figure things out on their own, let them go, and it's a very hard thing to learn how to do. But if you have faith and love, then none of those problems you have to worry about, because everything's going to be all right. You're going to see the brighter days. You're going to see the good times, and just keep rolling with it.
And somebody helped me with this today by messaging back and forth, and it could just be your perspective on the situation. If you change your perspective on it, it just could change your whole view about the situation.
Oh, for sure, and that's open to change. So over time, as we do these rules, you guys are really going to see we're really going to connect them and try to connect them and build these things as though they are one structure together. They're not all separate. These things really do tie into each other, and that's why we think they're so powerful, because the way we made them, the way we come up with them, it was so authentic. It was just us having regular, conversations at work, talking about things, he's been through, talking about things that I'm doing, that I've been through, and we just kind of stumbled upon these things. It almost seemed like they just poured out of us.
And it inspired us to be right here, right now, today. Faith. It is what it is. I'm sitting here, not ashamed of what I've been through, and telling y'all what I have been through and have overcome. And the daily growth of me working on myself daily. This is a daily thing for me, being pure at heart. Feeling myself grow, feeling myself change, my whole attitude changing, my behavior changing, and I can all contribute that to love.
Yeah. And even though there's times where you're in the dark, you feel like nothing's going to come up, nothing good's coming your way. Just have faith that it will. Just know in your heart, know in your mind, know in your soul that these things will happen for you if you live in love. If you act the way in Corinthians 13 he was trying to describe a person. Like, if you act that way, if you're slow to anger, if you're kind, if you're not jealous, if you do not keep a record of wrongs, if you do all of those things and actively work on them and consciously check yourself and just slowly work on that and really have faith that this works, you will see tenfold your life become better.
Right. And Cody can attest to this over one particular situation that I talk to him about daily. Is a few months ago, I would ruin my day over this situation. The same situation is still happening. But I have a much better attitude about it, and I just keep pushing forward. I know that one day it will happen, and I just keep pushing forward and pushing through it, no matter what. As far as me and my addiction, that's one thing I can't do. If I choose to put in, then my life is over. This is over. And y'all inspire me. So that's what continues. That what helps me continues to do this right here. That y'all out there inspire me.
Yeah, and just kind of tell them about, because for me it was almost affirmation. We used to talk and we used to correct each other's emotions when we got too emotional about something. When we got angry about something, we'd be like, listen, you got to really think about this. We would check each other and make sure each other was on track. So I forgot what happened, but something happened to Travis and he was upset about it. And we kind of talked through it. And he grasped the idea that, okay, something's got to change. And just the act of knowing that and starting to change it. and then remember that furniture came to you.
Right.
Exactly. He got a new apartment and he was he was wondering. He was like, man, you know what? I'm not even worried about furniture. This is what he
Right.
told me for
I
real.
remember that.
He said, I'm not even worried about furniture. He said, those things are just those are secondhand things. I could care less about them. I have clothes on my back. I got food. I got a job. All these other things are just whatever. So about a week later, tell him, man.
Before the week was out, I had everything that I needed, and didn't come out of pocket with much. I mean, I think I got my whole place furnished for about $100. So. A lot of it was given to me. I think I paid $100 for about an $800 bed. You know what I'm saying? So, and that was a blessing all of itself. So, it's just today. Today, I got to work and I wasn't in that good of a mood. And I called him over there. I said, "Man, let me talk to you." And this is what we're talking about. We love each other as brothers. So, and I told him what I was going through, and he gave me a suggestion, and I followed the suggestion, and man, my day changed right then. Just out of love, he told me the truth, and my day changed right then. And I didn't act on what I was about to do, and I wanted to act. And he was like, "No, man, no, don't do it."
Yeah.
And I didn't act. I did something else. I started reaching out to people by sending the podcast out, and in my mind, that's helping others. So I got out of myself, sent out some messages, which was love. It was an act of kindness, and my day got better because of that.
So, I mean, it's so easy to underestimate how powerful this thing is. You know, nobody knows what this life we live is. Nobody knows how this thing works. But what we can tell, just me and him, just for the past few weeks, what we can already tell does absolutely work.
Right.
It's having faith and love.
Right. And what is going to be, and that's faith. It is what it is. Even though I want things right this moment, it's not time for me to have those things. And what will be is what will be.
So, Diamond.
Souls.
Love. We'll see you guys next Sunday.
Peace.